Yo, what's good with you? Back in black with another Enlisted video. If you guys are new to the channel and you love shooting games just like me, make sure you aim for that like button and shoot that subscribe button as well. It'll help you find better teammates and it'll improve your skill-based matchmaking. Getting right into the gameplay, what I got for you guys is some Tunisia campaign on the Kahipke village. I haven't uploaded this yet. Personally, I am a big fan of this map. This is like my first or second time playing it, generally speaking, and I enjoy it a lot, specifically when you're playing offense, because as you guys will see, when you're playing defense on this map, it kind of seems not fair the way you can just like chuck nades down on people. But getting into the meat and potatoes of the video, what I have for you guys is some updates on what will be included in the next big update that is soon to come in the Enlisted game. So as we all know, anybody who's been gaming for over 5 or 10 years, we can all tell that graphics have gotten to a point where they are so good that we almost take them for granted, especially with all the technological advances. Most games just kind of slap some 4K on their product and call it a day. But I would argue that what you actually do with those graphics and assets can definitely, have a big impact on the atmosphere and mood of your game, especially when it comes to the shooting genre or just war games in general. And I would say, personally speaking, not that it was a huge deal or anything, but a lot of the time when I was playing Enlisted, the weather felt very static, or like the time of day wouldn't shift, or it just always felt like we were fighting at 5 p.m. in the afternoon or 12 p.m. on a nice clear day. And I don't know, I like a little bit of variety, and I like a little bit of darkness and grunge in my atmosphere when I'm playing a shooting game, which is why they have noted that they have taken some liberties in expanding the skybox and what they do with the weather effects and times of day in Enlisted in general. So not only will we be able to fight in the morning, midday, and late afternoon, and you'll be able to tell relatively what time it is dependent on the position of the sun, they also took some time and put a little bit of work into their cloud generation technology. More specifically, they have added the 3 different types of clouds in the game, that being cumulus, stratus, and cirrus clouds. For those of you who paid attention in science class back in the day, I suppose you could say the best thing about these clouds is that they will be able to move throughout the match, and just like in real life, they'll basically block out parts of the sun and shift the lighting specifically on the map, so you'll be able to see, like I guess you could say, like if the sun is beaming down on the building, illuminating the inside, and the contrast is too hard for you to see a sniper on the inside, if a cloud blocks that, it'll basically shift the lighting that is being projected onto that building in general, and thus probably either make it easier or harder to see whatever you're aiming at. They also tweaked the sun brightness as well, so I don't know why you would be staring at a sun in the video game, but if you were and you found the sun to be a little too bright, they have toned that down for you. To speak a little bit more about the extreme weather effects, they say in Tunisia and Moscow we will be seeing blizzards and sandstorms, which I think is a really cool thing, because since those are extreme biomes, they should have extreme weather effects. And I don't understand, or I didn't understand, the point of fighting in a snowy environment and not seeing any snow falling down or like anything of that nature. I think for as harsh as the area is and as brutal, and that whole like campaign in general between the Germans and the Russians, I would like to see some blizzards in there. And I think it would be a really nice effect if it like impairs your vision to a point where you were better off pulling out an assaulter squad and closing the distance and fighting at close range. And then maybe when it's clear and sunny or what have you, you will appreciate your rifles a little more, because it'll be more advantageous for you to fight at long range where you can't see if there's a blizzard or a sandstorm going on. Same thing with Tunisia. I feel like anything that forces you to change up your gameplay, like weather usually does in real life, not that real life it's gameplay, but anything that forces you to change up how you play is a welcome addition, because it increases the skill gap in a sense. Oh, I almost forgot to mention anything about it, but the clouds will also have the ability to produce rain and thunderstorms, which I think will go very well in the Berlin and Normandy campaign, specifically on like maps like Omaha Beach, or just the Berlin campaign in general. Like the whole idea of like the Russians closing in on the Reichstag and like they're holding out to the their very best defense. Just to have a really intense thunderstorm to couple that will really spice up the atmosphere, in my personal opinion. The only way I feel like they dropped the ball as far as the weather is concerned is like they didn't do anything with nighttime maps or say anything about after dark or when the sun isn't there, which I think would be really good, because if you're doing all this work on your like lighting and like your engine and stuff like that, I don't see why you wouldn't display that with like some watch lights, watching airborne planes fly overhead or something like, just something in the nighttime arena. This next piece of news in the update is so big that I probably should have talked about it first, but nevertheless, we are finally getting the ability to create our own missions, or for lack of better words, we're getting mod support. So yeah, take that, arma reforger. So right off the bat, you guys will probably be delighted to know that the mod editor or mission creator will be available in the game directory as soon as the update goes live. They say they plan on expanding what we can do with it in general, but it seems like we're already getting a lot out of the box as far as capabilities are concerned, because you can choose any map. Of course, you can choose any mission, so that's going to be invasion, destruction, and conquest. And of course, you can edit whatever the rule set you want it to be as well, so that can be unlimited respawns. You can choose the spawn location, you can set it to you can only have one life per squad, and of course you can choose the boundaries of the battlefield in general. So if you wanted to make a more funneled, narrow experience, kind of like front lines from Battlefield, you can do that as well. I personally feel like this will be the revival of the conquest game mode in general, because right now it seems like conquest is a void generally speaking, but I feel like if you can choose any location and choose where you want the battle to take place, that can make the map, or I guess the game mode, a lot better in general. I am kind of hoping / wondering if we'll be able to make our own specific game modes in general, because one of the things that Enlisted doesn't have, that I feel like pretty much every other shooting game does have, is a team deathmatch mode. So if you can basically make that mode and then make a small map for it, I just feel like the possibilities with this mod editor could be very endless. And speaking on that a little more, one of the things that I would complain about a lot, like when Enlisted first came out, is that I felt like the developers did not use the entire map, especially when designing these game modes. So I feel like the fact that you can use the entire map or have it at your disposal is a benefit, because you can make one map on this side of the gigantic map, and then you can have another smaller map on the south side of the map, or you can have a map that's focused around the beach, and you can basically make an experience that is tailored to whatever part of the map you want to use, or maybe a part of the map that you felt that the developers did not use that you wanted to explore. And the fact that you can do that on every map that's in the game, and they're going to be adding more, just makes the I think the longevity of the game is gonna go up. Not that the longevity of the game was bad to begin with, because it's an MMO and it's like you're always leveling up and unlocking new stuff, but like the fact that you can do this with the maps and game modes in general is just like awesome, and I can't wait to see what people like create or do with that. But that's pretty much it for the news. If you enjoyed or found anything useful, feel free to hit that like and subscribe. I appreciate you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Black Guy out.